It's your mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. We here in the village of Dalton and we about to get our skate on.
But people on the internet and in her own community have been calling her the most corrupt mayor in America. And here are some of the things she's been accused of. Stripping business licenses away from people that don't contribute to her charity, pay-for-play kickbacks and bribes, taking lavish first-class trips on the taxpayer dime, making the city pay for her own personal ice skating rink, using the taxpayer money as a marketing budget for self-promotion for things like 122 billboards with her face on it, and using tens of thousands of taxpayer money dollars per month to hire a PR firm that's designed to clean up her image.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard has lost another key ally. Until recently, Henyard enjoyed near unanimous support on the Thornton Township Board, but now trustee Carmen Carlisle says after trusting Henyard and remaining silent, she will be a whistleblower against him.
Tiffany Henyard is widely regarded as the most corrupt mayor in America, and many believe that title is well-deserved. It's hard to understand how she managed to avoid jail time considering the things she's been accused of doing. Fortunately, we aren't alone in this view. People are demanding justice, and it seems like her time as mayor is coming to an end. Tiffany, like many other authority figures, has gained attention on social media for abusing her power and engaging in corruption. Dalton, a small town already struggling with debt, has suffered greatly under Tiffany's leadership. She spent thousands of dollars on lavish parties, luxury travel, and even an unapproved ice rink. The town couldn't afford basic services, let alone cover legal fees for Dalton trustees Bert Odson and Michael McGrath, who recently spoke out about Tiffany's mismanagement in an interview with a news channel. Despite all this, Tiffany isn't stepping down without a fight. It's clear from her and her lawyer's statements that they're fighting a losing battle. After all, the evidence, public opinion, and media coverage are all against her, and she has yet to provide any real proof of her innocence. Instead, her lawyer continues to focus on her security, claiming she was put at risk when her security detail was removed. While few people are buying this argument, the acting police chief, Lou Lacey, seems to support her, though he himself is under investigation for bankruptcy, raising questions about credibility. With so much public knowledge already out there, it's hard to see how any lawyer could clear her name. The residents of Dalton want their money back, they want answers about where it went, and they want to know why no one stopped her when she used public funds for personal expenses like cars and vacations.
You're not going to understand until they put those cuffs on you. You're not going to understand it. You don't care. But baby, they on to you.
It is a shame that we, the public, can't ask you anything about the BMWs, the Range Rovers, all of that. It's like you're keeping all of that hidden from the taxpayers, and we pay for those.
You guys are following fiction, a made-up story. It is a smear campaign going on right now.
People are stunned by just how bold Tiffany Henyard has been. It's as if she was confident she'd never get caught, spending public money recklessly. Even the trustees were left speechless when they saw the figures laid out in front of them.
$1,000 at Amazon. What a slap in the face to everybody that reside in 60419 zip code.
We have to find a way to rid our village of that malevolent administration that we now live in.
The trustees decided that it was best for Lori Lightfoot, Chicago's former mayor, to continue investigating Tiffany Henyard. It seems people trust Lightfoot to deliver justice. Henyard, however, appeared offended by this decision, insisting that only the FBI should be investigating her. She argued that there was no reason for Lori to be paid to conduct an investigation that wasn't her responsibility.
Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was there.
Okay, nobody gonna speak. We gonna clear the room in a minute.
Briefly addressing residents before her mic was shut off.
Okay. Even though they turned the mics off, we will continue working on behalf of the residents of Dalton, and we will give you the facts that you deserve.
Why we pay anybody any money if y'all have the actual people, meaning the FBI's here? So why would we waste?
Lori Lightfoot is taking her role seriously, and Henyard doesn't stand a chance against her. Lightfoot has already uncovered numerous issues, including missing documents that are required by state law but have yet to be submitted by the mayor.
Under state law, that the village reports to the comptroller of the state each fiscal year. Two documents that we're going to talk specifically about are the annual financial report, and you see the citation there, it's a state law, and the audited financial statements. The village has not, and let me repeat that, the village has not complied with these statutory requirements since fiscal year 2021. There's no annual financial report available after 2021 and no audited financial statements after 2021. So what that means is the information that we're providing you has not been thoroughly audited by a CPA, but we do have information coming from an entity that essentially serves as the finance department of the village.
It's not much of a surprise, really. We already have a video of her celebrating the creation of her personal ice skating rink. If it had been funded with her own money, it might have been a proud moment. But the rink was built with taxpayer money taken from people who are already struggling with their day-to-day lives.
Hey y'all! It's your mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. We here in the village of Dawson and we about to get our skate on. Remember, when all 5 of them trustees said no, look what God did. Ah!
And of course, the ice rink isn't the only thing she used taxpayer money for. A former employee has revealed that she spent thousands of dollars on vacations and luxury travel.
Stand out, obviously, are the travel. I mean, it's huge. About 2 trips a month, 3 to 6 days for every trip. I would say 95% of them are unrelated to the township. You know, she went to Portland, Oregon for some conference called the Her Voice, like a women empower leading other women to God. Anybody who knows when you're using taxpayer funds, when you start putting religion into it, it's a touchy situation because you govern in the township 190,000 voters. Not all of them believe the same thing you do.
How is she living when she goes on these trips?
It's outside of her own pay scale. That's how she's living. She's not living a $300,000 a year life like she's making. She's living a $1 million life because she's keeping her money and spending ours. You get a $600 per day per diem. You don't turn in receipts for those.
Which is a very generous per diem.
You shouldn't be swiping the credit card for anything, ma'am. Why do I see all of your meals on here? Why do I see your hotels on here?
What kind of hotels is she staying at? Is it fancy?
Yeah, Hyatt, Hilton's, Four Seasons.
Four Seasons?
Oh yeah, you name it. Just the best of everything for her. Flying first class to Las Vegas. Her and Keith Freeman. I know the news didn't say that. He put out her $3,700 flight for herself.
She bought a $3,700 flight to Las Vegas?
But Keith Freeman's flight was the same amount. Her and Carmen Carlisle had, $1,600 flight to Atlanta.
As if that wasn't enough, she seems determined to flaunt her money and power. Local residents are fed up, constantly complaining about her face being plastered on every billboard in town.
Tiffany, hero or villain?
She's a villain. She really don't be doing nothing for us. She tried to make a big show, a big act, but she's not doing stuff that really needs to be done.
We heard that the FBI is in town looking into her.
They are.
What is she allegedly guilty of, do you think?
Stealing that money. Because her family work with her. Most likely she's stealing money and giving it to her family and using it for herself instead of giving it to the people that actually need it. And she be having her names all on the trucks and stuff.
Tiffany continues to deny all the allegations against her, speaking to people as if they're the ones in the wrong. She's repeatedly claimed that they've been misled by lies and manipulation, despite the fact that it was her who posted all the incriminating evidence on social media.
I'd like to ask that question. I don't know if this is the time frame to do it.
Can you please state your name?
Janelle Taylor. I have heard, I've not seen for myself, I don't know, that there is what I would consider a rogue vehicle being paid for by the township, a luxury BMW. And I want to know, was that budgeted last year? And is it in the 2025 budget? And who is it for? And what does that person actually do for the village? That he or she needs that kind of vehicle.
All right, is that it? Are you done? Are you done?
Residents are clearly fed up with her, and it's reached the point where nothing she says matters to them anymore. Just look at this video, for example, where people walked out while she was speaking, leading to a small-scale protest.
All right.
Get the door, something like a bitch.
No, to let y'all out. Let you out.
Power to the people. Power to the president. They don't run nothing. Say you gonna do something, but you don't do. If I can't, I can't.
Tiffany insists that her large security detail is necessary, even in a town of just about 20,000 people. When the former police chief argued against this, she fired him. He later revealed that Dalton is struggling with a shortage of officers on the streets, which has led to a spike in crime. Meanwhile, Tiffany is using several officers as personal drivers and errand runners, paying them large sums in overtime, all funded by taxpayer money.
Your critics say that you have a significant security detail. First of all, how large is your police department in Dalton, and what is your security detail?
So we have about 45 officers in our village. My security is warranted due to the fact of threats and things of that nature, but what people are not stating is it's in our CBA. That's our collective bargaining agreement. That's our union contract. So it comes with the seat. That's what people are not saying. I didn't make this up. I didn't just create this and say, I want security.
Lori supported this claim by presenting her own evidence showing that these officers were being paid excessive amounts for overtime. One of the officers wasn't even eligible for such payments, but at that time, there was nothing that could be done to stop her.
We wanted to highlight for you, particularly given overtime, what we saw as two outliers in officers. Officer Terry Young and Officer William Reed. Both of these individuals in the last 2 years have earned more in overtime than their base compensation. And you can see these numbers here. Officer Terry Young in FY 2023 earned $194,290 total, given the base salary and the overtime, and then in FY 2024 that increased to $227,351, combining the base salary and the overtime. Officer Reed for FY 2023 had a total earnings of $145,450, and officer and in FY 2024 $192,732.
In her presentation, Lori Lightfoot highlighted how the general fund balance has shifted from positive to negative during Tiffany Henyard's time in office.
What you can see is a graphic that depicts where we started as of April, where the village started as of April of 22, with a positive of $5.6 million in the general fund, and where we are as of May of 2024, which is a negative $3.65 million. Yes.
Just kind of a summary now, just quick numbers on a 2-year span. We're talking about a $9 million swing or $9 million of deficit over that course of time. Would I be accurate?
She even disclosed credit card purchases from companies like Amazon and Best Buy. The crowd was so shocked that some members started laughing in disbelief.
We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases. You're having the same reaction that we did when we saw it. So in particular, we were very concerned to see the top 3 purchases that were highlighted for you that were booked on January 5th of 2023. That's roughly $40,000, a little more than that, in credit card purchases on Amazon in the same day. And our understanding is that the village is not having Amazon accounts. These are somebody using one of the credit cards and charging these amounts using your tax dollars.
In an interview with a reporter, Tiffany denied having a credit card and insisted that while she did go to Las Vegas, she did not use taxpayer money for the trip.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
She also denied having any managerial role or ownership of the foundation she established, which received taxpayer money. Tiffany claims she was merely used as the face of the organization.
So I want to set the record straight. I don't have a foundation. I am a supporter of anybody that's struggling with cancer. My mom had breast cancer, and I'm always push anybody that has that. If someone uses my name to push their charity, or if you say this is Tiffany t-shirt, people gonna buy it. Because right now I'm considered what? Clickbait. People make money off of my name by views. So you just say my name.
You say you don't have a foundation.
I do not. And that's why I tell everybody, go do your research. I'm not on any.
While it would certainly be convenient, we can't expect her to just confess to all her alleged crimes. That would make things easier for her and less embarrassing. Regardless, it's only a matter of time before she faces arrest. So let's stay tuned for that day. That's all for now. Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below, and for more updates, don't forget to hit the bell icon.